You know what it is, black and snerdy, black and snerdy, black and snerdy, black and snerdy.
You know who it is, black and snerdy, black and snerdy, black and snerdy, black and snerdy.
Odie, Mari, Sodi, Mari,
Mari Sodi, Mari Sodi.
black and snerdy, black and snerdy.
Black and snerdy, black and snerdy.
Hey, oh,
Yes, Mo?
are you ready?
Let's go!
Black and snerdy, black and snerdy, black and snerdy, black and snerdy. It's the Black and Snerdy podcast with Odie and Maurice.
Are you going to be misusing this button,
There.
this drop in real life?
Yes, I am going to do that because I bought it. I want to, and it's mine, and I like it. You can't get enough of air horns. Air horns make the world go round. Air horns are the first to alert you when there's danger. They're also the first to alert you when there's a party. Like, it's either extremely good or extremely bad if you're hearing an air horn. There's no middle ground. So, I'm somebody who lives in the extremes. So, therefore, either all air horn or no air horn.
All right.
Yes.
Air horn yourself out.
I will. I most definitely will.
Are you ready for quick questions with M and O?
Yes. Questions with O and M.
Either one of us.
Yeah, either one can start. We do these questions at the beginning of each episode. Oh, also, who are the O and the M's? I am Maurice.
I'm Odie,
And-
you're listening to the Black and Snerdy podcast, where snerds of a feather flock together.
Somebody is clearly practicing ASMR.
I'm trying. We can get some sponsors for that as well.
Yeah, or this is like a very late audition for the Whisper song.
For the remix.
Yes, for the.
Someone is gonna
Was there ever a remix to the Whisper song? You know, like one of the kids nowadays is probably going to do a
There's
TikTok.
gonna be like a resurgence somehow.
Yeah.
Ying Twins plus like I don't know Glorilla or something like that.
Like how that one artist who made that song, Billie Eilish, but it's the what you want to do music, right? Yeah. So that's what somebody's gonna remix the Whisper song. It's gonna be called Megan Thee Stallion, because that's gonna keep the trend going. That one song, Doja Cat.
Oh, what song is that?
The one that goes like, How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay.
Oh,
It's called Doja Cat.
Oh,
And then the song I just referenced was called Billie Eilish.
Yes.
By whoever. Billie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's clearly not Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish. And isn't there one called Ice Spice?
I mean, there probably is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past anybody.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's our time for our questions.
Questions. Why are you asking all the questions? That's the drop I need. Let me write that down.
It's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
So once you finish writing, you're gonna pick a card, any card, and we're gonna get this show on the road.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Pick a card.
Okay. It's always going to be the one at the top. So,
Well,
here we go. What's the funniest YouTube video you've seen? For me, it's Battle at Kruger Creek.
did I see that? What is that?
That's the one where this baby calf is getting tug of warred by lions and an alligator. This not what did I say? A baby what?
A calf. You mean
Baby calf. Yeah, there's a bunch of buffalo.
Yeah.
Like this is in Kruger somewhere. I don't want to speculate where, but the Sahara, I suppose.
Wait, it's in Kruger?
Kruger, something. It's called Battle at Kruger.
But Kruger, the grocery store?
No, not the grocery store. This is not Kruger's. Kroger's. This is the name of a place.
Yeah, but I mean the Congo?
Yeah, like the Congo.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, not in a grocery store did an alligator and a pack of lions fight over a calf.
At Kruger's, and I'm just thinking of if maybe you had shown me that, and I feel like maybe you have because it does sound a little familiar, but I was like,
I'm pretty sure we watched it together.
Where does the Kruger fit in?
No, that's the location, and this group of lions, like maybe 3 lions, like hunt down like all these, I guess, water buffalo or oxen or whatever is out there, and the baby calf can't catch up, so it gets taken down. And you think, oh shit, it's dead, right? So they're trying to pull it like away from like the water where they tackled it, and then an alligator pops up and starts tug of warring with its mouth like against the baby calf. Against the lions, like to pull on this baby calf. And then the alligator eventually lets go. And then all you see is like the entire massive herd of all of the water buffalo or oxen or whatever. Like they come back and they are out for revenge. Yeah. And the baby is alive. So
that was a good video. That was very intense.
It was funny for me. Like I just thought there's something funny about nature, like coming to the fucking rescue right in the nick of time. Like I just imagine the mother like left the baby like thinking that the baby was right behind her, and then realized that it's not, and is like, well, we are a fucking community. It takes a fucking village. Let's go whip this motherfucking lion's ass. And they start like fucking attacking the lions and like flipping them over and shit like that. That shit, yes. If Liam Neeson had a bunch of other Liam Neesons. What's the plural of Liam Neeson? What's the plural of Neeson? Neesons or Neeson?
Liam Neesons. If she had like a bunch, she was a Liam Neeson. She called, like she did a take-in call, and then gathered all of her water buffalo.
Yeah.
And
it's like that scene in Spider-Man 2 where like they're on the train and they all help Spider-Man out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you want to get to Spider-Man, you got to go through all of New York City.
Okay, that is a good video.
You know, he's from Queens. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there.
He
works in Manhattan.
I think that can possibly have some humor to it.
Yeah. What's the funniest YouTube video that you've ever seen?
So, I don't remember who this guy was.
Okay. Chocolate Rain.
I just said I don't remember.
Well, I don't remember his name.
Who this guy was.
I want to say Phase on Love, but that's not his name.
No. But I don't. This is not the funniest one, but this is the one that's at the top of mind. I was talking to you about it the other day randomly because it just popped into my head. There was this comedian who would make videos, and they are probably, I'm sure, very problematic right now, if we were to look back on them. And he would do something, and he would be pretending to be another ethnicity or whatever. And it would be like,
he was black.
I don't remember, honestly. I cannot remember who this guy was. And he, I think, would have various people in. I think it was like each video he was being a different like ethnicity or nationality, and he would have those people in the videos. So I can't remember who like the main person was, but like say for instance he was doing this video and he was like dressed up as a hillbilly and doing all these shenanigans, and he at the end of something. He'd do something, he'd be like, 'cause I'm white. And it was like, even though this is like 10 years ago, like we were watching this in college, like in our dorms, and we all thought this was the most hilarious thing ever. And I have not been able to find the video to like confirm that it was as funny as we thought it was. But I will say that one only because it has been randomly popping up in my brain this week. And I feel like if it was something I watched this thing in college at my freshman year, and now all these years later I'm still chuckling at it. It has to be pretty funny. I would say an honorable mention could be Smash It and Bang It.
Okay.
Let me smack it, girl. Smash it and bang it. because that was a hilarious video.
My honorable mention would be those teens who were grinding on that ottoman.
Oh gosh, you like Jay Smooth. Oh gosh.
Yeah, something about
Jay Smooth
watching a bunch of shirtless. Well, now that I say it out loud.
Well, when we were
when we were watching it, we were teenagers, so it was fine.
And we
but
thought
I'm
they were just
deep
like,
in my 30s now. I can't be saying sentences like that. That'll get cut out of audio and then put on the YouTube.
Have someone put us on a list.
Yeah, it's just like, Maurice is canceled. He said he liked
at the
teens.
time when we were watching it, they were like a year or two older than us, and they were doing things we had not seen before. Because it was
yeah, no, I can honestly say I've never seen anybody grind on a piece of furniture like that.
It was like we were like mesmerized and confused.
I was horrified.
And
first I was afraid. Then I was petrified. Yeah.
But those videos were good times. Bring back good college memories.
Yes.
All right. What memories do you have from family weddings?
Ooh, you know what? The funny thing is I haven't been to a family wedding since I was like a child. I think the only weddings I've been to as an adult have been friend weddings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what's the memory from one of your friend weddings?
I was the ring bearer in one of them.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. I think it was my Aunt Linda. Shout out to Aunt Linda. It was her wedding. And she made me the ring bearer.
How old were you?
I had to be 5 or 6.
Oh, I'm sure you were so cute.
Like I just remember wearing a tiny suit and being told to walk straight that way, hold up the pillow, and then go to my seat.
I love that.
Yeah, because there was no way that a small Maurice Licorish was going to be standing throughout the entirety of the thing. Like, ugh. I hate
physical
suits.
Activity.
And physical activity. I hate suits and physical activity, and even though I look good in both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fucking snack when I'm on the exercise bike.
When
I'm fucking lifting weights. Getting arm cramps from lifting weights.
But you're trying.
I'm trying, and that's
it.
I mean, tell my body that that's the most important thing.
That's it. As long
my
as
body
trying.
is like, boop, 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 boop. No, do more. Do more. Do more.
Stop it.
Do more.
Stop it.
It is not a do more. It's a
Stop
do more.
it. God.
What? I'm going to apply to Hooters soon.
I
I look good in orange. Am I wearing my
Anyway,
orange drawers? No, I'm not.
I
Not that you would ever see, ladies
because
and
we're
gentlemen
not
out here.
on OnlyFans,
Oh, boy.
and our families watch this at some point. So,
Yeah.
anyway, family weddings. Let's see.
Well, weren't you like the doorman at one of your at a relatively recent wedding?
I was wrangled in to be basically door security at my cousin's wedding.
Yes.
Because Nigerians never like to listen to a RSVP or an invitation.
Makes it very hard to figure out how many side salads and fish to order.
It's like if
because
this
it's
was
per plate.
If it's if you were having a wedding back home, and perhaps it's not like the same type of sit down dinner, maybe it'd be easier to just people showing up randomly, coming, eating your food. When you're at a venue that it is per plate, they don't have extra seats and tables and chairs for you. It becomes a hindrance if people are just showing up and you have to figure out how to feed them.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey. How you doing?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So when Nigerians were coming and showing up to my cousin's wedding, I was asked to check their names against the list, and then I was being bribed and guilted into letting people in, and I was just sitting there like, these are the people that like I don't know because they're my cousins, friends, and family or like friends of my aunt and uncle who live in Maryland or whatever. So I don't know these people. So I had no guilt about saying sorry. You cannot go in. And it was not until like they were going and speaking to like somebody else and like my dad or uncle, and I'd be like, if you want to tell them they can come in, sure. But I have a list here, and I'm following the list. And if anybody wants anyone else to come, they're going to have to come tell me. And eventually that happened, and then I continued on throughout the night. So, yeah, that was it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, what's the next question?
But that's it for now. We're going into our regular. This is the mental health conversation.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Now it is time for our pop culture segment. This must be pop.
Well, first we want to shout out little baby Blue Ivy. Even though she's really not such a baby anymore, but it was her birthday this week, I think on January 7th. And she turned 11 years old. So we are starting off. Well, first of all, we did not say a proper Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year! This is the first episode of the New Year,
It is our first full episode of the New Year. We had our watch out now.
Yeah.
So tune in on Wednesdays to watch us talk about movies and TV and things we're watching.
Yes.
But this is our first full episode, and we are glad to be here. We are glad to see you. We're glad for you to hear us.
Yes.
And we look forward to having more engaging conversations with you throughout 2023.
How was your New Year's, by the way?
My New Year's was fun and fantastic.
Yes.
How was your New Year's?
Fancy. Mine was fancy. It was fancy at a fancy establishment with fancy wine and fancy, interestingly cooked food. That doesn't mean it was bad or anything like that. It just, I would have made different choices when it came to the meal preparation.
I mean, yes, I think some places like to stick to a very authentic way of cooking.
Sometimes we could deviate from the authentic just to create a more enhanced meal, especially since it was a New Year's thing. Jazz fucking musicians, sung with a big ass upright bass.
They were doing their best.
Doom, 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 doom. Skid, scat, skibbity bow. Have a happy Merry Christmas now.
They were doing their best job.
They were.
They were trying hard.
They were.
They were making their hopefully time and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, New Year's Eve, I think it was fun. We recorded, and there was merriment.
Yes.
And food and alcohol and
fun times were had.
Yes,
so. Indeed.
We kicking off this new year and bringing in in abundance.
Yes,
because that's what we're gonna have in 2023, an abundance of all the good things.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess that's it. We're glad to see you. We're glad to hear you, and we look forward to spending more time with you this year.
Yes.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing. I was in agreement with you.
Are you ready to jump into the news that you can use?
We're in it.
Well, yeah, but we were talking about something else, and I'm segueing, so I'm just
okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. So we're gonna. I know we said Happy New Year, but the stuff we're gonna talk about, just a few of them, are gonna be a little. Some of them are gonna be a little heavy, intense, perhaps. But we have some updates. I don't remember when we talked about this originally in November. There was a murder of 4 college students in Idaho, and they were brutally stabbed.
They were in Idaho or Colorado?
Idaho. Yeah, when I told you about it earlier, I said Colorado, but it's Colorado was the shooting. Idaho is the stabbing.
Okay.
They were in Moscow, Idaho.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Moscow, Idaho. So anyway, there's been an arrest. His name is Bryan Kohberger, and he's a 28-year-old PhD student of criminology at Washington State University.
Jeez.
Yeah, which is crazy that he's a criminology student.
Yeah. I mean, he, to be fair, it seems like he hasn't fully gotten his degree or his doctorate because he, got fucking caught and shit. So.
Well, I mean, allegedly,
or he didn't study enough to know how not to be a criminal. There you go.
He should have watched SVU. I've learned a lot from SVU.
Yeah, or if he was gonna go do what he was gonna do, watch The Shield, which is a show that I am currently binge watching. Yeah. Almost finished, just 2 more seasons. It has gotten intense. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but
if you want to learn how to get away with a crime,
be a dirty cop,
go watch that show
with a heart of I don't want to say
silver, bronze,
maybe bronze, steel. Because They apparently aren't as bad as the gang members.
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year. They're not as bad as that. That's the whole concept of the show. The whole concept of The Shield is like these dirty cops have to cut corners and do dirty things in order to get the real bad guys off the streets, even though they're making deals with gang members and like taking cuts of like drug sales and shit like that. And
they're terrible.
Yeah, they're terrible people.
And every time there's like 2. There's actually, I would say there's 2 that are on the team that are terrible, and then there's 2 that are not so terrible.
They're like benign.
Those ones always either get like killed or shot. Every time they add a new person who's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like what happened to the Hispanic guy that was on the team and he's gone?
Oh well, I think he transferred out or something like
that. There's so
but
many
at least he lived.
That's true. Something always happens.
There was a black team member who got his head mollywopped by an iron.
Yeah.
And in the hospital, and I don't even think they ever went back to figure out like how he's doing. They spent like 2-3 episodes with him in the hospital, and then it was just like a passing sentence of just like, oh yeah, he's recovering well. Just drop the storyline altogether.
Well, this guy, Kohberger, he is arrested. They're now trying to find out why he did it. There's a lot of speculation, and people are wondering if it was motivated by him being rebuffed by one of the women, or if it was just a killing of opportunity. Who knows? But he is in jail, and we'll see how things go with the case. But I'm sure it's going to be a circus. And they will be getting some sort of Netflix documentary about him and everybody, because when I was looking up stories about this case earlier, for whatever reason, they were interviewing the BTK killer and asking him about him, because I don't know if it's because there was rumors that he had contacted that...
The who?
The BTK,
It sounded like you said the B2K killer, and I was very confused.
Stop making me laugh during these terrible moments.
As to if this was a real thing or not.
You always are making me laugh with inappropriate jokes.
I was trying to get clarification.
Why would it be called B2K?
That's why I wanted to ask. That's why I'm trying to figure it out. Yes, this story is a terrible story. Well... Is it terrible, or it's terrible that it happened, but it's good. It's good that the justice system has arrested this motherfucker.
Baby, turn around and let me see your sexy body go.
Stab. We both did it. So you can't even say that I'm terrible because we both did it.
It's your fault.
You motioned to it. I'm the one who said it out loud, but you're the one who motioned it too.
Either way.
And we got video evidence to back that up that happened.
This man is in jail. He's off the streets. We'll learn more about it later.
Yes, we will.
In more weird criminal news or trigger warning.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and beep something.
Warning.
I saw this earlier and I was surprised, and when I completely forgot about this story until you told me about it. But Ron Jeremy If you don't know who Ron Jeremy is, he was I don't know, would you call him prolific? Is that, I don't know if prolific would be the word. Legendary, I would say, maybe legendary.
I prefer to say legendary than prolific.
Okay, he's a legendary, very well known, infamous.
Yeah, he's infamous. Yes,
porn star who he came to fame in like, what was it, the late 70s, 80s. You're a child. And he just has been a part of pop culture zeitgeist. He had transferred over from adult films to like doing regular movies.
Yeah.
And we used to see him a lot throughout our childhood and teen years, being in just various pop culture.
He was in The Surreal Life, I think, at one point.
Yeah, and it was like a very normal, this is cool.
Warning.
Yeah, that's the warning sign.
We already don't need the warning. We already have warned them.
Okay.
We're into the story
well,
now.
I'm sorry that it took me a long time to get the drop, okay? My bad. I didn't have it already at the ready.
Now Ron Jeremy has gone from being fun character cameo who's like a porn star, but we know him as a real guy, to a
real monster now.
Accused sex offender.
Yes.
Because he had been arrested and was supposed to be standing trial for, I believe it was, here it is, more than 13 counts of a sexual assault, including 21 alleged victims ranging from the ages of 15 to 51. And these attacks occurred over the span of 2 decades. Some accusations dating back to 1996. And that came out last year in August. And I'm sure that I had heard that it happened, but I just completely blocked this out of my mind.
Yes.
But Ron Jeremy, who's like been really sick, and if you looked at his mugshots, that he looked terrible in every one of them, like he was melting.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he looked like that even before all of this came out.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't look good. You know what I mean?
And he's
like,
only 69, but he looks like he's like 80 something years old. I know.
I know.
But he's just been looking even worse. But apparently he has dementia and is no longer he's not gonna be able to stand trial because he's unfit. And I mean that I wonder what kind of cruel irony is that, or not irony, or if it's karma or whatever, that like on one hand it's terrible that he wouldn't be able to stand trial and have his accusers be able to face him, et cetera, et cetera. But on the other hand, he is facing an extremely debilitating and just
aggressive,
disease.
Yeah.
So is it like, is that some sort of justice that he's not growing older and being a healthy, because 69 is not old. Like,
no, it is not.
He could still be.
No, it is not.
Going and climbing mountains,
right.
Walking around. Like he had at 69, you still could have another 20 or so really good years. I've seen a lot of people that age and older who are like all over traveling active. And all that.
They're very proactive.
So him having to and facing whatever comes with dementia, which it's a debilitating disease.
Yes, it is.
So I would be curious as to what his victims are thinking about this, but I mean, my heart goes out to them that they're not going to be able to have their day in court. And for Ron Jeremy, I mean, I'm not going to wish anything ill on anyone, but I guess good year alive, I guess, and hope justice comes free. I hope justice is served in whatever way it needs to be.
Yes. Sounds good.
And It looks like America has been, once again influencing the world.
Home of the original influencers.
We are, and this time it's the insurrection, which you're gonna spill if you do it like that.
But I didn't. Ha!
The insurrection. If you don't remember, if you don't recall, January 2021 was it, or 2020?
2022. It's 2023 now. 2022.
The insurrection.
Insurrection, January 6th, 2022.
It wasn't 2022.
Yeah, because it's the year anniversary of it.
No, it's a 2-year.
Oh, yeah,
2021.
2021.
The insurrection, when all those idiots were scaling the White House and falling and tripping and
2 years
trying to spear the police with fucking flag poles and shit.
Yeah, big old buffalo hat wearing motherfuckers who were, what was it called? The shaman?
Yes, they kept calling him the shaman.
Fucking weird ass. What a weird ass time that was. What a weird thing that happened in American history that was relatively recent.
It felt like a day ago. But it looks like we have inspired the Brazilians, because they're like President Bolsonaro. He
or Bolsonaro.
He was like a Brazilian Trump.
Yes.
He was terrible. He kept trying to burn down the Amazon and kill the Amazonians and all the indigenous people living in the areas so that they can continue foresting and digging oil and et cetera, et cetera. He was ousted. Now President Lula has been, inaugurated, et cetera. And all of Bolsonaro's support and his supporters have been listening to the equivalent of our far right news, saying it's it was corruption, da da da.
Stop the steal.
So today, hundreds of them charged the Brazilian Congress in Brasilia, Brazil, and tried to take it over, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I hope that the United States could at one point do something good so that we would not be showing the world how to continue being assholes.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, what we do here in America, regardless of how good or bad it is,
it has a ripple effect.
It has a ripple effect, and we don't need to be rippling anymore, adding any more fuel to the fall of democracy.
No more
anywhere
ripples
in the world. And just recognizing that we got to do better, because there's always somebody looking at you. I think that should be it for the terrible news. Do you ready to get in
to something more interesting?
Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm lying. Well, this is kind of funny. Have you been watching the House Speaker nominations?
Here and there.
So the GOP the GOP leader, Kevin McCarthy. He had literally had 15 votes to become Speaker of the House, because which is in history that it was a historic.
The lowest?
No, they had to vote 15 times in order for him.
Okay.
Yes, the clown show was ridiculous. They had to vote for him 15 times because the GOP, for whatever reason, there are various reasons, but they don't like him. Some of them are super far right. Some of them they want him to be far right more, or they're mad that he, went this way or that way. So they were making it very tough for him to get the votes.
Yeah, there's not a general unified political party approval.
No,
there just is not that for
and
this dude.
That's been happening ever since Trump came in office. It's been very polarizing, etc. But watching these nominations has been hilarious, because the GOP leaders were acting like children.
Yeah, acting a damn fool.
They were coming up there, and when they were time for them to vote, they were saying, like in high school, going up there and saying fake names of who they were voting for.
Yeah, they were
like laughing and sniggling as they're walking away.
We nominate Laura Croft.
It was just like silly stuff like that. And then Matt Gaetz got into a fight with another representative because apparently the representative thought that, I believe Gaetz was trying to talk to McCarthy and get some concessions so he could become chairman and kick the other guy out. It was a lot of stuff. It was shenanigans and tomfoolery. It was an episode of Scandal. It was a bad episode of Scandal. It was an episode of Scandal where you would just be sitting there throwing popcorn at the screen, like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And I wish that he would have lost again, and then perhaps we could have gotten someone else to be voted. But hey, we got what we got, and this is America.
So is he in now?
Yeah, he got in.
Like he's been confirmed and shit?
Yeah, no, he's in, but he had to make a lot of concessions. He got it Saturday morning on the 15th vote, and he did a lot of stuff. Like, he had to...
You really have to want a job that bad to be rejected 15 sometimes and still, like, want to do it. Because, like, I can't face rejection from one instance. I'm very sensitive. Let alone, like, 14, 15 times.
No.
That's just too much.
The fact that it's like after the 10th time, he should have said, you know what, let's recalibrate, let's figure something out, because I don't know what's going on. But to just keep getting up there every week or every day and having these people vote no, I mean, he had to go back into his little office and cry.
He probably cried. There's no way after like the 4th or 5th time, tears started welling up.
Yeah.
After the 7th and 8th time, he probably felt numb to it all. He's just like it's just a circle of just pain. He's just like, why won't they like me? And it's just like, well, I'm here now. I can't. What am I gonna do? Back down now? I'm gonna quit. Like, I can't quit now because I should have quit after the first time. Or even after the second time, you know, but I think 14, 15 times.
After like the 3rd or 4th time, it should have been like, you know, this is it. Yeah. I mean, they love having investigations into Biden.
Yeah.
Into Hunter Biden, because it's like, that's their favorite thing to do, so that they could try and say, well, look at what he's doing, and you guys are worried about Trump.
They're like children in that way. They just need something to do to make themselves look like they're busy. Hello there.
Okay, so on to better things to talk about.
Yes.
We have some great news because Damar Hamlin is doing much better. We are very happy for him because if we talked about this last week. Damar Hamlin is on the Bills, the Buffalo Bills.
I don't think we talked about it last week because that happened on a Monday.
Oh, shoot. We didn't talk about it.
Yes.
It happened. We were planning on talking about it. Okay, so Damar Hamlin was he's on the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. In the game, I believe it was against the Bengals, last Sunday, I think it was.
I'm pretty sure it was Monday.
Or Monday Night Football, yeah.
Yeah, Monday Night Football.
There was a tackle, and then for whatever reason, he got up, and he was the one that tackled the other person.
Yes.
And he gets up, and he falls right back down. And so everybody in the stadium was in shock. They had to revive him on the field.
They had to get medical professionals onto the field to get him.
And thankfully, they have these things called emergency, I think it's called emergency recitation doctors, that they have in the hospital, but they keep them on the sidelines as well.
Yeah.
So when things happen, and so they were able to get to him and bring him back to life, thankfully, and then he went to the hospital. And I think he was in the hospital for maybe 2 or 3 days, where we know he was in a coma, but thankfully he came out of it and he's talking. He was tweeting today about being with his family. He took a picture with them. So that's great to know. I mean, it was a very scary situation. Anybody watching that and being in the stands, I'm sure, was terrified. His family and his friends and everybody on the field. Like, even when you're playing a sport, even though it's these people are not maybe your teammates, you would be horrified if someone died or really harmed themselves on the field. So I'm so glad to hear that he is doing better. Did you hear about what Skip Bayless was saying, what he tweeted about?
No, but I know that Shannon Sharp didn't come into work after that bullshit that he said.
Skip Bayless said something basically along the lines of like how are they going to suspend the game, like this is still an important game to play, etc., which just felt very insensitive.
Quite frankly.
And then people were outraged about it, and then he came back on the show the next day. Sharon Sharp didn't, because he was still, of course, both reeling from what happened and also reeling from what Skip Bayless said. And Skip was not trying to apologize. He just kept saying, we are praying for DeMar or whatever. But you have to understand that you are.
No game is more paramount than the life of the actual players.
The life of the players and like what could be going on with them. I can't imagine having to go back to work after I just watched one of my coworkers experience a traumatic life event. Yeah. And you don't even know if they're living or breathing at that point. Yeah. Like everybody on that field, whether they were on his team or not, would be not in the right space to be playing a game and could get hurt. Yeah, because they're not paying attention and their minds elsewhere. I mean, all those things matter.
Playing a sport is like the last thing on anybody's mind that night. Like that, there were players out there who were like extremely concerned. Some of them were like in tears and stuff, having real human moments and human emotions because their teammate was like laying there unresponsive. And like the last thing anybody's thinking about is like, oh, but this is a clinching game that there needs to be a victor. Like, come on, let's chill, have human emotions for a moment and process them and go with them that way. There will be other games, but it's good to know that he is better, that he is recovering, that he is like that he's I'm hoping out of the woods. You know what I mean? I mean, the worst has passed.
I have it hasn't been confirmed, or I haven't read anything that said an exact reason why. There was a speculation of like maybe he has heart issues or things like that. But, he's only 24 years old. Mm-hmm. So I hope whatever is going on with him, they are able to mend it. I hope that it's not football related, so that if he wants to keep playing, he can. And this is just something that that's manageable for him. But I mean, everything that I've read about him is that he's just so sweet. He's a great player. He's a great person. He has a lot.
Like a charity going.
Yeah, and people donated like $6 million to his charity, which was amazing. Yes. And that everyone just talks about how he really likes to do things for his community and his family. Yes. So it's like a lot of the people that are playing in these sports are not coming from super crazy well-to-do families. A lot of them, this is an opportunity for them to really change the lives of their immediate family and their next generations. So as much as I feel like football is barbaric in a lot of ways, because I don't think that you should be playing a sport that has the possibility to harm you at such a level and with such brutality in it every week. But I do understand that the people who are playing this sport are this is their job, and they're taking care of themselves and their family. So I hope that they can just make sure that they are safe. Yes. And that we're not, I think that a lot of times we don't look at these players as players. It's just as people who are entertaining us, and they're humans, and we need to be mindful of that.
Yes. Agreed.
But also, someone else who's getting better is Jeremy Renner. I don't know if we talked about this. This didn't happen when last time we met, was because Jeremy from Marvel fame, he is Hawkeye. He was in
a bow and arrow that I just did. My space work is terrible. Admittedly,
was in a snowplow accident and was intensive care, but thankfully, he's on the mend. He had his birthday in the ICU, but they said that he's doing better. So we're very glad to hear that, because I can't imagine being in a snowplow accident. That just sounds really terrible and physically exhausting.
But it's good that he's getting better.
Yeah. All right, so that's good stuff. And then, shout out to another Marvel Universe actor, Cree Summer, because she's joining Ironheart.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I really loved Ironheart. Her introduction in Black Panther was amazing. I'm looking forward to getting more of her. If they put a TV show for her, I would definitely watch it and see how we get to know more of her personality and who she is.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. And other good news. Theophilus London. Am I saying his name right?
Yes, Theophilus.
Theophilus London, the musician who's a really great artist. He had gone missing last month. And I had heard some rumblings on Twitter of people were looking, some of his friends were looking for him.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if it was something to be paying attention to. And then a few weeks ago, I saw it was more and more artists and people on my timeline who work in the industry were both putting out his picture and his mugshot, looking for him. Thankfully, his family said this past week they were able to contact him and they were with him now. But his father said he had been through a lot. Don't know what that means. But whatever was going on with him, I'm glad that he is home and safe with his family and friends.
Yes.
They can get him any help he needs.
Yes.
Because it's just too many. When I saw he was missing, I was really stressed out because I can't think of the amount of times where they've had someone going missing and then they find them and it's not, something's going on or they're not, maybe they found them dead or something like that. And that just would stress me out. So that was good news for the new year. And we hope that he gets all the help he needs to be healthy in 2023 and to continue living in his passions.
Yes, agreed.
Of course, my computer is
Rainbow Wheel.
The rainbow wheel of death. I told you, Mercury is microwaving right now, and it's making everything all glitchy.
Yes.
But our last thing was I just wanted to talk about T.J. Holmes' ex-wife, well, soon-to-be ex-wife, completely. It was a subtle. She was it was a nice little subtle black mama taking down that she gave him. She put out a statement, and T.J. Holmes has been boinking his co-star from Good Morning America.
So we're still using that term? It's
a good term. It's
boinking.
Funny. Yeah.
Where did we... from Marvelous Mrs. Mabel? Is that where we got boinking from? It came from something ridiculous that we watched recently.
I don't know, but I feel like it came up in my head first, so I wanted to use it.
Okay.
It was a whole scandal with him and his coworker, and no one had spoken or heard from his wife, who we know was the one who found the private investigator and allegedly hired the private investigator to research into whether or not they were having an affair. And so she's been really quiet. We haven't seen her posting anything about this, but she finally put out a post and was basically we're looking forward to our lawyers being able to handle things, respect our family during this time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But she also put in how disappointed she was at the lack of discretion that TJ Holmes had and the lack of thoughtfulness into how this situation, with his lack of discretion and discreetness, how this situation is impacting his daughters and his soon-to-be ex-wife. Because I'm sure when your wife and daughters are eating breakfast in the morning and see pictures of you and your mistress making out at Fridays, might not be something they want to see before breakfast.
I hear the word discretion a lot, and that makes me wonder if, like, the problem isn't that he was doing it. The problem was that he was doing a very good job of hiding.
No, that's the problem. Like, the problem is not that, like, him doing it is bad. Like,
Yes.
okay, sure. She would have been pissed off about that. But him having an affair and
Making it so flagrant.
and especially after it came out and he's like holding this woman's hand and making out with her in wide open spaces and places.
Yes.
Where anybody could see them even before it came out. He was not trying to hide it at all. Like, at least let's look like we're having a business dinner or being just coworkers at lunch, and then, like, when we get back to our respective hotels, it's on and popping. But to if your family is not wanting to have to field questions about why their father and husband is walking around canoodling with the blonde woman from GMA. That just, can you imagine being at school and kids are assholes? Then they've been showing this everywhere. You don't think his kids are being blasted with this at school, or people asking them about it or sniggering about it? Like, these all these things matter. And I think that if you are a person if you are married and you want to have an affair, like, that is your prerogative as an adult if you really want to. But you can at least have the common decency to be able to keep it quiet and that nobody else will see what's going on. Because, yes, your partner is going to be upset regardless if you have not had some sort of, like, arrangement about you seeing other people. But it's worse that other people know about it because your embarrassment rises versus you having an argument inside your relationship versus you having an argument in front of the whole world.
Yes.
So I hope that she gets everything she wants in the divorce and more.
Take them to the cleaners.
Take them to the cleaners.
Yeah. Well.
That's all for our pop culture segment. And we're almost at time on the IG Live. So be right back.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more of the Black and Snerdy podcast.
Yes.
And when we come back, we'll be back with mental health. We'll be back with our grindings and our joys. And we'll be back with another shot of vodka.
Tito's. So,
so what?
Tune in, my friends.
You're listening to the Black and Snerdy podcast.
We now return to the Black and Snerdy podcast.
Sooner or later, it all comes crashing down when everyone's around. I bet you would have paid up or your cash down, and I make a sound everyone knows now. So you're sad about the moment you lost your love. You couldn't see her leaving. You were gassed and that sucks, don't it? God yank your rug and holding your heart will not help you breathe. Sooner or later, it all comes crashing down when everyone's around. I bet you would have paid up or your cash down, make a sound. Everyone knows now, it all comes crashing down. It's over. Believe it, and it's over. Believe it down. It's over. Believe it down. Man, Pharrell Williams is a very talented Pharrell Williams is a very talented vampire.
He is a very talented vampire.
Yes, he is. That dude has not aged at all.
No. Well, a little bit, but like not really.
But like he's aging so slowly that it feels like he's a member of that Leonardo DiCaprio squad from Inside Job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're back, and time for the mental health segment.
Yeah. Well, why not?
Well. No.
It's been.
Nope.
Thanks for listening to the show.
Nope. None of
do
these
you
drops
need help?
are working.
Do you need help?
Yes. Can you push
Go.
it? All right. Each week, we like to talk about our mental health journeys, and we want to see how each other's doing, talk through things, because we are mental health advocates, not experts. And, yeah, we have our first mental health question. Oop, cards upside down. What book shaped your view of the world?
I feel like we had a question like this before.
We did. We've had a question like this before. I think was yours. Who stole my cheese?
No.
No, the other one. It's
the some people you meet in heaven after you die, or the some people you meet after you die. It really made me realize how connected we are as people. Even like small interactions that you make on a daily basis with somebody who you don't think has just because they haven't had a big impact on your life doesn't mean that you didn't have a big impact on their life in one way, shape, or form. So it's just reminds me to be cognizant about my interactions with anybody, you know, because who knows if like my average day is somebody's worst day.
Yeah.
Just and how I speak and talk to them could set off a chain reaction that leads them to who knows what, down a bad road. So that is and I recommend this book to everybody. It's called the 7 People You Meet After You Die. It's a really good book. And it's one of the very few books that I read as a teenager and didn't absolutely hate because my parents tried to shove reading down my throat and I was not having it, and therefore I ended up not liking. I mean, I respect reading and I do read books now, but like as a kid growing up, I was like, ew, I hate books. Thanks, Mom.
Sorry for trying to make me a well-rounded person.
No, TV gets the information to me better. It's like I'm a kinesthetic learner. Is that what it is?
A visual learner?
Yeah, I'm a visual learner. What did I say? I said
kinesthetic. I mean,
kinesthetic.
That could possibly be it. I've just never heard that word before.
Okay, well.
So I don't know if that is a word.
How about you? What book
What book has shaped my viewpoint?
I wanted to say something snarky, but I thought better and
thank you.
Remembered the words that just came out of my mouth about the book that I just said. So instead, I will say, what book shaped you?
I would say Harry Potter.
Of
Harry
course.
Potter series. Yeah,
of course. It would be
because
Harry Potter.
It was like...
Is there a particular one or the entire series?
No, I mean the entire series, the just general idea of anyone can change the world, and you don't have to be like rich or famous or whatever. You can be a good person. You can fight the good fight, and take down darkness, even regardless of how old you are, how skilled you are, whatever things you could be coming up against, whatever traumas happen in your life. You are bigger than them. So even regardless of what
Hi, Nas.
Turf K. Rowling's has done since the books came out, I can never begrudge her that she created something that was very important and integral to my life and my worldview.
Yes.
In a lot of ways.
Yes.
So
Folks, where's the lie?
where so
I love this job. Can you tell?
yes. How was your mental health this week? What was going on?
It's actually been, you know what? I will say this. It's the first week back from vacation. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I technically came back last week, but you know, we had that short and little New Year's vacation of a day. So this week was another shortened week. It was a bit stressful. Again, I would like to point out that people's actions have bearing on other people's lives. And so if you know that you are kind of like an anxious individual, then maybe you should be more cognizant on how you act around other people, especially if they're your fucking subordinates. You know what I mean? Like, I know that whole thing of money rolls uphill, shit rolls down, but it doesn't have to be that way. And and then of course, I had some unfortunate news that occurred at work with a fellow coworker, and I'm sending my heart out to them and their family, and that kind of bummed me out.
Yeah, it was sad news.
Like the week, but I think I had some nice things in place to sort of bounce back from falling into like a dark place. I just got Risk, and it's been fun to play.
It's so fun.
Yes, it is.
I love Risk. I feel like I'm getting better.
PlayStation 4.
Each and every time I play.
Yes.
I'm learning new things, and I've been standing my ground. So I appreciate it, the game. Yeah. Is that it? Is that all for you for your mental health this week?
Yeah, it is everything for my mental health this week. How about you?
I think my mental health has been pretty good this week. I had therapy, which was great. Back from vacation, my therapist takes like 2 weeks. She takes the summer solstice and summer solstice and the winter equinox. She takes break usually 2 weeks, and so I won't have therapy for those times. So between those, I try to like make sure that I'm using the tools as much as I can, and making note of things that are going on so we can discuss them. And I feel like now we have usually during the breaks, I don't really think of things major that happened, but I feel like I had enough things to talk to her about and figure out new things that we need to like tackle, which I look forward to because I feel like my therapist has, since the pandemic started, especially the last 2 years, I feel like we've been really doing a lot of great work, and I've been growing a lot and learning a lot and unpacking a lot, which is great. And I know that I feel like our time together is probably drawing closer and closer to a close. Like, not, I won't say like within this year, but like I could see like by next year her being like, hey, we've done all that we could do. This is now your time to shine. Go forth and be merry. Just because we keep checking things off the box and it's not unless something new happens. I think that we are kind of getting towards winding down because we've been working through so many things. But I appreciate her. She's amazing, and I always look forward to sessions.
Right.
Other than that, things have been pretty good.
Okay.
Are you ready to talk about things that made you not so happy this week?
Yes, indeed I am.
Bring it! What? We gripe it. We're not griping anywhere else. We gripe it. This safe space for us to share. We gripe it. We ain't griping anywhere else. We gripe it.
So why don't you start us off since I started the last thing?
Okay, you know what? There were things about the week that like annoyed me or made me upset or something. But this is the most recent thing that pissed me off. When I order something on Uber Eats, if it's a convenience store item or whatever, if you don't have that item, you need to call me and ask me, do you want something else?
A substitution.
Like, why am you're arriving to my home with this package and it's not anything that I even needed, and now I gotta go out and order again and have to pay for that stupid fees? Like, twice that happened. Twice. And I was very frustrated and just pissed off. I really feel like these people need to get together. Don't have stuff on your online shopping page that's not available. If you have Uber and you are a store, if you put it on there, make sure you're looking and check in the inventory.
Check that inventory.
It's not that hard. Make sure it's up to date. Because if that just really pissed me off.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I'm glad, I wasn't charged for it. But still, I was charged twice to the stupid delivery fees and having to order things I didn't even care about or need.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
What about you?
My gripe is with the area of Flatbush, which has traditionally a widespread array of delicacies and foods and delicious places and eateries, and it has a strong history of Caribbean cuisine. But this is New York City. This is New York. This is Brooklyn. This is the Big Apple. The pizza selection needs to be better. I'm tired of dropping so much money on pizza that is aight.
But you know what? And that's crazy is they usually have really good pizza.
It arrived cold.
Yeah. No extra cheese.
No extra cheese.
That pissed me off.
Too much dough. The dough cheese sauce ratio is off.
And it's usually they're really good. But the square pizza.
Tell me if Rocky's delivers, because I am in need right now of a good substitution. I don't want to call this place out, but we're getting dangerously close to me having to open up a can of discrepancies and concerns against you, pizza place that I just ordered fucking $50 worth of pizza. The cream sodas that you have are good. I will give you that. You have good cream sodas in a little glass bottle. Like, this is like 1947 drinking a Diet Coke, like, out of the glass bottle. That's fine. I have no problem with the Coca-Cola, and you're going to have to tell me about these garlic knots if they were worth it. Were they worth it?
The garlic knots were actually really delicious.
Okay, well, I
had no complaints about the garlic knots.
I have an entire side beef against garlic knots, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Just more fucking bread. More dough to sop up the loneliness that's in my stomach from not being satiated by some good ass fucking pizza. All right? I'm at my wit's end. Yeah. You know what? I'm getting so close to being done with this pizza place. I would rather get cold one big ass dumb slice of artichoke instead of an entire fucking pie of this bullshit. And you know, artichoke is mostly like, if you get an artichoke, you know, the artichoke pizza from Artichoke Pizza, like the signature pizza,
sauce.
It's mostly just cheese.
Yeah.
But I would prefer that greasy, cheesy, beautiful cover girl worth of pizza than some goddamn mid pizza.
But I will say,
mid pizza is worse than bad pizza. That's my argument.
Usually,
because you know that's just a couple tweaks
from
being better.
And most times, that place does have good, solid pizza. But perhaps it's only the square versions that are the really good ones, and the round one just leaves something to be desired. Because I was very disappointed when I opened up.
I'm getting dangerously close to saying that it's worse than Papa John's.
No, it's not. No, we can't go that far. We can't go that far.
At least Papa John's has the sauce.
that little garlic sauce is not enough to
make up for
No.
some fucking sugary ass pizza.
Yes.
Like this is some.
And the sausage
Papa
always
John's
tastes
pizza
like
is
minced
just
meat.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza for adults. There, I said it.
Yes.
Because the sauce is so fucking sweet that you're gonna lose your fucking foot from it.
And the meat just tastes weird. I don't know why it tastes like that. Rocky's. All right. I hope so.
I'm gonna check them out. I hope they deliver.
And he's really close to here.
Okay, cool.
So I hope so.
mean-
Well, sorry. In the area. I'm not telling him where we are.
They can intimate. I'm yelling. Flatbush, but it's fine. It's okay. It's all good. But I'm gonna check it out. Thank you for the recommendation. Rocky's Pizza Restaurant, whatever the .com is. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna write it down now. Rocky's Pizzeria Restaurant. Cool. That is the large and AI technology. Sometimes you make very stupid decisions when it comes to the game of Risk. I mean, it works out for me because I win all the time, but
Yeah.
I need something more challenging.
Yeah. And I can only do my best.
Yes.
I'm just learning.
Yes. But don't worry, eventually you'll get there.
I feel like I'm leveling up each round, but I need.
Are you tired after this?
No, I want to play Risk.
Okay, then. All right. Okay.
I want to try to at least get a continent or two.
Yes.
Hold
Okay.
a continent.
Hold it down.
Because I've been getting Africa a lot, and that's awesome. But I need more.
Maybe you should switch up your strategy.
I'm
You
trying.
don't have to get.
I don't
Africa
mean to get
every single
Africa,
time.
but it ends up that way, and I just get stuck. All right, let's move on to our next segment.
It's actually like Africa and North America are probably one of the worst.
Yeah.
Africa, North America, and Asia are probably because they get bombarded by three sides.
Yeah. That's why Australia and South America are
Australia and South America
He
are
wants
like
to
the
get.
best.
Like Africa's good because you can go into.
That's my strategy. Australia, baby.
You can go into South America from Africa.
Yes.
Or whatever, but it takes a lot to fortify. Yes. All right, so let's get into the things that made us happy this week.
Baby merchant, tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll have your baby for
you.
Folks, where's the lie?
I hope that someone has watched Cop Rock, specifically the episode with the baby merchant, so you could see this song in action.
And for the wrestling fans out there, if there are any wrestling fans out there, the drop that I've been using is Bobby Fish on TNA, his debut, to a empty arena of people who did not react to...
No, a full arena.
A full arena. No, sorry. It was a full arena, but they had empty responses
Yes.
to him saying...
It was
Folks,
crickets.
where's the lie?
Folks, where's the lie? I feel very bad for him. Very
I don't.
secondhand embarrassment.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's the quote of the year. I'm going to be... I would have made that the title of this episode, but unfortunately that goes to No More Ripples.
No more ripples.
No More Ripples, yeah.
What made you happy this week?
What made me happy this week? Getting Risk, the video game on PS4 based on the board game Risk. In fact, any friend of mine who wants to come over and play Risk for a few hours, let me know and I will set it up. We'll have that's the game night. That's the game night.
Bring a controller.
Bring a controller. And the controls will switch colors every now and then.
That's another thing that's been making me
that
angry
has
this
been
week.
annoying me.
I don't know why
I know
it's doing
you're
that.
gonna blame it on Mercury.
Mercury is in retrograde, and retrograde with Mercury deals with technology.
Okay.
It's literally
What
every
was
single
happening
time.
during caveman times when Mercury was?
It was whatever the fire they were trying to light was probably not
the
working
wheel
out.
Was square.
It was breaking.
Their spears were breaking.
Mercury is just because you whatever. Shut up and continue. What made you happy this week?
That might be the only thing that made me happy this week because it has been getting me through work. Like when I bought it on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I think I spent all Friday mostly playing Risk.
Outside of working, of course.
Obviously outside of the various work that I had to do for my company because I am a very stick to it individual at work. I'm indispensable.
Yes.
I'm irreplaceable.
Yes.
I'm Neo who wrote the song for Beyonce. I obviously can't say that I'm Beyonce because Beyonce is queen and there's no one else like her. So, but I am Neo. Look at me in my little hat.
He does like his hats.
He likes his little hat. Because his head's shaped weird.
It is.
I have a nice shaved head. Shaped.
You do.
Nice.
It's round.
Yes.
Doesn't have any lumps or anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now it has something, but what are you gonna do about that? Anyhow, what's making you happy? Oh, and of course, doing this podcast with you.
Thank you.
But Risk was number one.
Yes, I know.
Getting Risk, and only $10.
What made me happy this week was, well, of course, doing this podcast with you. It's always a highlight.
Yes.
And also, my cousin came to visit this week from London with her wife and my little baby, Amarachi. And I got to see them today at brunch.
Amarachi.
And she and my other cousin got to meet with Dindu, my baby Dindu. And so the two babies got to meet. And they were so freaking cute.
Yes.
It was like love at first sight. Cue Carl Thomas or Donnell Jones, whoever sings that song. And they were just...
Do either of them sing that song?
It was love. Yeah, I think it's Donnell Jones.
Okay.
Or Carl Thomas.
Okay.
It's one of them. I don't remember.
I'm going to look it up. I'll look it up.
But they met and they were like touching and they loved each other. And Amarachi kept going, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. They were very cute.
To be fair, she was also saying that to the light bulb that was hanging upside
She
down.
was saying
saying
ball
that
to the light bulb.
No, she was saying baby. I was watching silently while this baby was saying baby to everything. Like she sounded like she could have been a 1930s like studio agent. Baby.
Oh, well, you know
Calling
what?
everything baby. Yeah.
She knows her words.
She was Brandy from the 90s.
She was Ashanti.
Baby.
Well, she was super cute, and
She was Casey and JoJo at the beginning of All My Life. Just imagine a baby doing that. That would be great. That would be a fun fucking thing.
well,
In fact, if I ever have kids, I'm going to make sure that their first, because on average, the first words that kids learn are no and mama.
yeah.
I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that the first word is baby, but sung that way. Like, baby. I'm only going to talk to them like that. I'm like, baby.
I'm sure that they will.
Or the Ashanti one.
Of course.
If they're like tired. First thing in the morning, they get the Casey and JoJo baby. Going to sleep, they get the Ashanti baby.
Because it's like a slower pace.
It's a slower pace, it's a slower beat, and it's, yeah. You want me to do it? I know you don't want me to do it.
Sure.
Baby. Baby.
Are you going to breathe in that hard as well?
Yes, I'm going to breathe.
gonna
I'm going to
scare
be
them
breathing
awake.
on them. I'm going to be breathing on them. Obviously, this will be after they get their shots. Their
I hope
COVID
so.
shots. Yeah.
All their shots. Babies
Yeah.
have to get like 10 shots within the first 2 years.
Do you have to pay for the shot? Or do
Yes.
you just pay the copay?
You pay whatever the doctor's visit, but it's a copay.
It's just the doctor visit, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
not like you're not paying for
I mean,
the
I think
shot.
the shot, you do pay
It
for
should
the
be
shot.
covered by your insurance.
But the insurance, like, unless you don't have good insurance, your insurance.
If your
covers the
insurance
shot.
is shit, I feel bad for you, son.
I will say, like, there have been times
Guess how many problems I have.
I've had to get shots that we still had to pay, like, I don't know if it was like yellow fever or something. My dad had to pay like $100 or $150 per shot. because that wasn't covered by insurance. So who knows? All right. Oh, well, I think that's all we got for the joy. I forgot to say this during our New Year's Eve episode, but rest in peace to Barbara Walters and Vivian Westwood and Pele. And, oh, man, who else did I miss? Is there someone?
Gangsta Boo.
Gangster Boo. Yes. R.I.P. to all of them. We lost them at the beginning of the new year. And so many of them, they were all iconic in their own individual ways, whether it was in music, fashion, sports, journalism, and they lived, Gangsta Boo was very young. She was in, I think, her 50s. If either late 40s, early 50s. So that was definitely a shock, but I mean, they all gave.
The Pope also.
Yeah, but he's kind of problematic.
I didn't. Okay. Well.
You did say that, and I didn't correct you, but we also didn't talk about it, so there was no time.
All right, then.
But,
well.
I mean, R.I.P. to him. He is the Pope, I guess.
Yeah.
But he was the one that was, like, being super. Well, you did say he was problematic.
Anyway, R.I.P. to those who are no longer with us. Rest in power. Rest in peace. We send our love and regards to all of the loved ones involved. Oh, and my coworker lost a family member, and yes. R.I.P. to him and his family.
Yes.
As well. Or their family as well.
It's very sad.
Yes.
So everyone always remember to love on the ones you're with.
Yes.
Love on your people.
Love on your people.
Because you never know what happens. Like Damar Hamlin, he tweeted that love on those, love on your family, because he's 24 years old and just at work one day and almost dies. You really never know when something's going to happen to you, so you have to just always be your best. Do your best to love on people and try to bring more joy into the world than you leave.
Yes, and
there. Yes,
and with that, we are out for this week. Thank everybody for watching us on Instagram Live. Tune in on Wednesday when we will be back with an episode of Watch Out Now.
Watch Out Now.
And then, of course, tune in for the weekend of the next couple of weeks from now.
We're depending. We might do one on Friday. I'm going on. I'm going to.
How are we doing on Friday?
London for my aunt's funeral. So yes. we might have a break of time for about a week.
Stay tuned to our page and we will update y'all accordingly.
Stay tuned.
Thank y'all everybody for watching. Thank everybody for listening, downloading the podcast. Take it easy. I'm Maurice. This is Odie, and we will be back for another one.
Bye.
Peace. Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snerdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snerdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's that's OD THATSOD.E, and on Twitter THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Snerdy podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.